YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is David with Belmont Rodz. This is my first YouTube video I'm posting. I try to keep content regularly. I am all about car stuff. Power sports, motorcycles, rat rods, hot rods, drag cars, chop tops, Euro, and also domestic. So my channel is going to be based on my builds, and what a way to start the channel. Let's clean the shop. Where do I start? Everything on the ground, obviously. My shop is very small, obviously. I do whatever I can in here, but built a few cars out of this shop. But let's get going. We got to start someplace. What other better place than starting on the ground so I can walk around? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, the reason why my shop looks like this is because I haven't been here for almost half of a year. Everything's just been sitting like this. It's the winter time where I'm at in the Midwest, and it gets cold in the winter. I have a heater right there, but it just takes too long to heat up this shop. It's an old garage, over 100 years old, so it kind of takes a while to get hot in here. I do have the nylon floors to keep my legs warm, because if you're walking on the cold concrete in 0 degrees, it's not fun working in a shop like this. So I do whatever I can here. But yeah, I'm more active in the spring, summertime, and fall. In the wintertime, I really come here. But yeah, this is what happens when I put the shop away for 6 months. It kind of just goes into hibernation. All right, folks. I took about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just cleaning up this shop a little bit. I can actually walk around here. I end up putting everything up on top of the shelves. I'm trying to utilize as much wall space as I can in this shop. Join me on a build of my compressor. I would like to upgrade my compressor to the V-twin pump. I have the twin single. The only problem is I believe it spun a bearing inside the crankshaft, so it's rattling itself apart, and it's time to upgrade to a larger pump. It is a 60-gallon, kind of small for the sandblasting device and also my tire machine. I should have been using an 80-gallon, but I'm using what I have here inside the shop. So this is my compressor rig. My twin cylinder is not working, so I will be doing a swap for a V-twin larger pump. So this will also be on my channel, so you guys are going to join me one of these days as we swap out this pump. In my shop, this is one of the things that I've always wanted to have here, was a tire machine, because it's just so awesome to have a tire machine instead of taking your stuff out to somebody else, pay somebody to take it, dismount and mount a tire. You have it all right here. I mean, for what it is, it gets the job done, and this is just something that anyone and everyone should have in their shop if they're doing cars. This is a machine that'll save you a lot, especially it's automatic and you don't have to run a manual dismounter, or it's all automated. This is what you want to have. And yes, sandblasting is awesome as well. If you're taking off those parts and they're all rusty, what better way to do it is to sandblast it. Sandblasting could be pretty fun, but it also could be very messy inside the shop. This shop is got a lot of metal residue and a lot of sandblasting dust in here. This is why it's very dusty in here. Sandblasting, and also just metal residue from cutting metal. So for those people who are working with metal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Metal is very messy, very smelly when you cut it, and also the abrasion wheels as well. My metal I tend to keep because I don't like to throw metal out, because metal's metal. When you purchase metal, you purchase it by the pound, and to throw it out doesn't make sense. So this is why I'm always keeping my metal: aluminum, steel, pipes, and tubings. This is one of the investments that I chose to invest into my shop, was a proper drill press. It's not fun trying to make holes with the drill and anchoring it down by hand. The best way to do it is to properly get a drill press and use it to make holes in metals or plastics or whatever you need it for. So I opted to end up buying the largest one that Harbor Freight would sell. I think this is the largest model that they sold, and yeah, this is a great investment. Uh, Man, I use it all the time, and I will no longer freehand drill holes. Now I have the drill press to actually hold the object, and it's awesome, and just truck away with the holes, and this is one of the investments that I chose to put in my shop, and I don't regret it for whatever I paid for. It works awesome, does what it needs to do, and yeah, if anyone's planning to build stuff, I mean, you got to get yourself a drill press. This is the way to go. The only thing that my shop is lacking from here is a lathe. There's obviously no room for a lathe inside this small shop. I need a lathe, and I also need a bandsaw. But you see, this shop right here, cars do not park in here. This is not where I build a car inside the shop. I have room for motorcycles, but my cars are all done in the driveway. So I'm utilizing whatever space I have, and I am very limited on the space here. My toolbox, I've had this toolbox for at least 25 years. I want to say this is a discontinued toolbox. This is no longer made. This is a 36-inch wide by 24 deep Craftsman Professional Series. This is a chest and bench series. There was a third piece that went in the center, but I never opted for that when I purchased this about 20 years ago. It's a discontinued box, and it's a lot harder to find the center piece, but I'm thinking it's okay because this is my standing height, and if I were to get the other piece to tier, she would be about this high, I want to say, and that's just too high for me. I think this is more than enough right here, because I gotta go on my tippy toes to see what I'm grabbing out of this box. But yeah, this is another thing that I invested, was proper tool placements. I don't like working messy. I like having my tools in place because it's not fun looking for tools, especially when you don't when you're working on this kind of cars. I also like to not only have mechanic tools, I also like to even have air tools, because pneumatic tools are awesome. When you're working with pneumatic tools, the air capabilities to run air tools for all kinds of stuff, and that's one of the things that I like about pneumatic tools, is they're fun to work with. So my welding equipment is not top tier. I don't have the fancy TIG welding. I have my basic 220 stick arc welder and my basic 110 MIG wire feed welder. This is my shop's welding equipment. And other shops have higher tier equipment, but this will do for what I'm doing here in my shop. And also inside my shop, I also have a parts washer. So this is kind of a must if you're cleaning up them greasy parts. You pretty much have a benefit of just cleaning up your parts inside this tub. This is the way to go. There's other ways of cleaning, but I think this is the best way of cleaning. You just gotta wear gloves because it's just a harsh chemical on your hands if you're not. But this is another thing that I had to get in my shop, was a proper parts washer. It's always nice to have an engine stand laying around. I should have gotten a heavier one because I am getting into the bigger V8 motors, and right now I'm a little bit underpowered on engine stands, but it'll do. I can do big blocks with this stand, but yeah, if you are going to do larger engine stands, larger engines, go with the larger engine stand. Spend that $30, $50, you get yourself a proper heavier duty engine stand. But for what I'm doing so far, this will work. And yes, also you need an arbor. If you're working with metal like me in a shop, I would just have to just bend my own metal. Yes, you can also buy pre-bent metals for rockers or whatever you're doing like this, but then there's problems because sometimes you can't find pre-bent metal like this. Nobody makes, and you have to kind of get handy and make your own metal with the benders. So this is something that I have in my shop, and it's one of the best investments that I've ever had so far. And let's not forget about the good old bearing press. This is not only a bearing press, this tool is used for pressing all kinds of metals, bending metals. It's just, the versatility is awesome. Another really good investment that I put into this shop was one of these bearing press tools. Uh, Everything that I own is all from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has good stuff and not so good stuff. Uh, if you get the cheaper stuff, expect not so good quality. But if you're getting something a little bit more better, like price wise, expect a little more better quality. That's kind of what I noticed when I purchased from Harbor Freight. So this year I plan on building some drag cars, and I guess this will kind of be my introduction to one of them. This is out of a newer Volkswagen Golf. This is a 5-cylinder, 2.5 cylinder. Uh, I'm, I'm making this motor eventually turbocharged. Hopefully, I'm looking maybe like to make, let's say maybe 5 to 600 horses. I'm happy with 5 because it's a very light car that it's going into. We're just doing bolt-ons and maybe a little port and polishing in the head. And yeah, this is going to be one of them. Also, by the way, folks, this build is not going to be a traditional front-wheel drive setup because the car that it's going is going to be in a 1979 Volkswagen Rabbit. So what's happening is I'm doing a rear-wheel drive conversion so that the motor will no longer stay transverse inside the car. It's going to stay longitude like a traditional rear-wheel drive vehicle. What's happening is the transmission is going to be adapter plated onto a Porsche 944 Turbo S. Transmission and subframe. So it's going to be running on a 944 Turbo S transmission. Uh, it's going to be quite a fab job. So this is going to be a summer, I want to say summer project. Possibly not going to be able to finish it this summer, but this channel is going to be pretty much around this build. I want to say you guys are going to be going along with me step by step putting this together. It's been done before these builds, but a lot of people go with the all-wheel drive setup. But this project's going to be a little bit different. I want to do a rear-wheel drive, not for drifting, but for drag purposes. So like I said, amateur build. I would like to try to compete this. If we blow it up, we blow it up. We go to the junkyard, we find another one of these motors. These motors are very cheap. They're all over the place. Not much to do on to make power out of these. They're powerhouses. There is an earlier version and later versions that are better internals and not internals, not so good internals. This motor is pretty much your bread and butter Volkswagen typical base model. Jetta, Beetle, Rabbit, Passat, everything. You find this everywhere. So these motors are all over the place. This was my choice. They sound amazing. I mean, whatnot. They also have even VTEC on them. So this is what makes this motor very interesting because typically you find VTEC on Hondas. But yeah, Volkswagen and Audi, they opted into VTEC. Folks, this is a 4.9 liter Ford inline six motor that's going to go in one of my current projects that I'm working on. Right now the project has a big block in it. I am going to plan to pull it out and put this motor in because this is a more of a versatile motor for daily driving and just fuel economy and power wise. Yeah, so this motor had pretty much gone through. I've pretty much rebuilt this motor from inside out. Not only did I rebuild, I also added a better camshaft for a little more power, and I also did some porting and polishing in the head for a little more breathability. This will be a fuel injection motor. Uh, from what I can tell you, it came out of a UPS truck. So this came out of a UPS truck, and it's almost done. I just got to put it together, a couple more things. I have to do the valve adjusting on them. The rocker arm adjusting. I still have to put the oil pan back up, and I have to put the proper fuel injection distributor, and also the lifter cover box, and just a couple accessories and water ports and water jacks. But yeah, this is going to be on the channel. No guarantee if it's going to be this year. And again, folks, I do apologize. This build was started before the channel. Uh, like I said before, I put a lot of cars together, a lot of motorcycles together, and I did not share them with you on YouTube. So yeah, gonna have a lot of projects and a lot of builds going on here. So join me. Like I said, I'm an amateur build. It's all for entertainment. Folks, on my channel, I will not only have cars, I also said power sports. I have a couple projects that I want to get completed. This is one of the vehicles that I own. This is my commuter to get around to the city. But right behind there, this is going to be a hardtail build, 1982 Honda Goldwing. I've already started the rear chop off frame piece here, which will be a hardtail. I do have the rear section back here. If I decide to re-weld it back on and have suspension on it. But I did have this in mind of making it into a hardtail. I've already started on it, and I do apologize, folks. This is one of the things that I want to put on YouTube and have you guys enjoy with me as I build it. The motor's pulled out because I need to rebuild the carburetors. The linkages are all stuck on it. And it was a running bike. It has sat for a few years. But yeah, we are doing power sports here. I'm going to move over to the next project here. I've already started on this one. I do apologize. Before I started my channel, I said I should have my channel going before I started my projects. And here at Belmont Rodz, I build a lot of stuff, and I never document. So yeah, this was a scooter, gas powered, and I am turning this one into a EV scooter with a 72 volt, 5,000 watt battery. This is going to be a little commuter again to get around through the city and get around traffic, because that's where I'm at. Traffic and parking is not good. But yeah, this is already started. We have already gotten down into the strip process of it. And right now, the only thing that we have to do here is clean up and get the electronics for this one. So this is going to be a build that's going to be on this channel. Before, this is my first video I'm posting. And I try to bring you entertainment and content. And like I said before, I'm an amateur build. I don't build professionally, so I utilize my own means and my own funds. This is a hobby, and it's also a passion. I don't see myself leaving power sports or building drag cars, race cars. This is something that I grew up into, and this is something that I will carry on for possibly the rest of my life. It's a passion. Like I said before, I don't promote street racing. Everything you see on this video will be done in a controlled manner. I got to keep it legal, got to keep it safe, and you guys stay legal and you guys stay safe out there. Until the next video, I'll post more. Like I said, I try to keep everything posted, everything I do on all of these projects, and I try to keep the videos coming. If I'm not posting videos, it's possibly because I am working, but what I can do is keep you guys posted on the videos, and like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.